Hi, so last video we went through the basics of digestion and we went through what we use proteins and the subsequent amino acids. As we can see here, last video we had food, proteins, went into the digestive tract and then turned into amino acids that we can further use. This week we're going to be going through lipids. If we look at Homer Simpson here, who obviously eats heaps of fatty foods and drinks lots of beer, we can follow his path of lipids from his mouth into his body, which probably ends up in his stomach. The fatty acids go into his mouth and then go into his stomach and ends up in the small intestine. What the fat does is that it bypasses the stomach and goes straight to the small intestine. In the small intestine, there's two tubes, one leading to the pancreas and one leading to the liver. The liver releases bile, which then is stored in the gallbladder. The bile goes into the duodenum and starts to break down the fat. When lipids are present, the small intestine produces hormones that stimulate the release of pancreatic lipase from the pancreas and bile from the liver, which are connected to the duodenum. If you pretend this is fat, bile breaks down the fat essentially into small droplets that are easy for the lipase enzymes to work on. This process is called emulsification. The enzyme that breaks down lipids is called lipase. Lipase enzymes break down the fat into fatty acids and glycerol. If we look closer into the fat, we can see that it's made up of tiny fat molecules, as we can see here. The lipases break down glycerol and the fatty acids. So what you end up is glycerol and 3 fatty acids. Next up, I'm going to talk about the uses of lipids in the body. When we ingest fats, they are digested and absorbed by the cells and they provide energy in the form of ATP. If we aren't able to use the ATP, as he can be seen here, what happens is that due to the lack of movement and exercise, it turns into adipose tissue, which is basically just lumps of fat around your body, as you can see right here or here. In future, when you actually need to use the energy, such as going for exercise and doing movement, what the body does is it starts to break down the fatty acids into energy. The cell membrane can be seen here. As you have learnt in previous years, the cell membrane is crucial for life. These little things here is called the bilipid layer. And remember, if we have no cell membrane, there's no cell and then there's no life.